Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Building with Whip. Today we are working over here on the docks yet again, but we're going to be doing something a bit different today. It has been a very long time since we've done this, and I've asked you guys over the last few videos to give me some questions because today we're going to be doing a Q&A. I figured it's been quite a long time, about 25,000 or so subscribers ago was the last time we did a Q&A, and that was about a year and a half, 2 years ago almost. So, I figured it was probably time that we did a Q&A, got things up to date here so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So thank you all, everybody who submitted the questions. There were quite a few duplicate questions in there, so I did try and choose whichever one came in first for all of those. So thank you guys all so much for everybody who submitted in every single one of those. We'll be getting into that stuff here today. I have quite a few things on my list of stuff I want to be doing. We're going to be going over into kind of super fast time-lapse mode for most of this stuff because I want to get a lot of resources gathered up, still on my never-ending quest of getting a full diamond beacon legit in survival. That is one thing that we are going to be working towards today. Beyond that, you guys will see everything else as we're going through. You guys don't need a recap of that. Anyways, last episode we came through here and built up this structure here with our little area back in this place. And then that boat that we can see just sticking right out over in this direction, which is looking pretty great. We got our first small sailboat over in this area, which was super fun to build up. Had a great time doing both those, but that's not what we're here for today. Let's kick this thing off and get those questions rolling. While doing a dirt farm and time lapse here, our first question today is coming in from M13. They're saying Q&A is an awesome idea in my opinion. My questions are, when did you start building pretty nice things in Minecraft, and what did inspired you to do that, and how did you come up with your nickname? So first question here, I started building things in Minecraft that I really thought were like cool and interesting back in 1.7.10. I've always been a builder. Legos have been huge for me my entire life. I love creating things and I love working with my hands and just being creative. But in Minecraft, I started really pushing the limits back in 1.7 or so, and I started playing on a few creative plot building servers. The number one I started on was Revand, which was a conquest based one, and that one was super fun to do. But yeah, that's basically where I got started there. And then how did I come up with my nickname? Originally, when I started playing StarCraft 2 semi-competitively, I chose the nickname fWhip. I don't know why, but basically I shortened the fail to just an F, and then that's how we got fWhip. Next question coming in here from Edvid Jansen. He's saying, what are your long-term plans for this world, year 2020 plus, and just Minecraft in general? I want to keep pushing the limits of our survival world and really turn this into some massive world. Eventually I want to have additional continents and everything just interconnected throughout the entire world. There's plans are basically limitless. As we finish the mountain range in the port city that we're working on now, I do want to eventually expand out into a few different areas. So beyond the mountain range, for example, I want to turn that into a high fantasy area. So a lot of orcs and elves and different types of magical things going on over there, which I think would be really fun to incorporate into the rest of the world. But that's kind of the general idea of right now. I don't look forward too much, honestly. Secret Cadran's question here is, how do you feel about building based mods such as tiny blocks, carpenters, chisels, etc.? And maybe how would a builder's mod pack look to you? So actually originally on this one, I helped develop the Conquest Reforged mod, which has about 15,000 blocks to it now or something insane like that. So I'm a big fan of those things. Personally, for my building needs now and what I like to do in Minecraft, I like to go with just what Minecraft has available to us. I've been thinking about doing something modded, but I think it'd have to be an SMP or something like that, just because I don't know modded very well and I think I would get bored in there or overwhelmed or something if I was doing it alone. Building based mod packs I think are super cool. I was a Conquest Reforged builder for a very long time, so I'm big pro those. It's just not something that I currently enjoy doing too much. Next question coming in here from Arwix is probably one of the most asked questions out of all of these, is if you were asked to, would you want to join Hermitcraft? This is a big topic that every YouTuber on the Minecraft world and universe, I guess, gets asked all the time, I feel like. And short answer would be like, yeah, I would love to play with those guys. There's a lot of people that I watch day in and day out when I'm watching YouTube videos, so it'd be very cool to play with them. But realistically looking at it, with everything I have going on currently, I would not be able to keep up with everything that I currently have on the channel, and I'd have to drop some things. So I would probably have to be like, yeah, that'd be really cool, but I would much prefer to do it in like a full-time standpoint instead of right now where it'd be in place of building with Whip more or less. So I'm really attached to this series here, so it'd be more than just a yes or no question for me, but it'd take a lot of thinking. I'd love to be able to play with them someday, so maybe that'll happen eventually, but I'm not holding out for it right now at least. 475,000 uses of our shovels. diamond shovels, that is, and 566,000 uses on our pickaxe. I think we've been doing some grind time, guys. So that first time lapse we did there was basically gathering 4 shulker boxes of dirt so we can have this stuff on hand, because we were down to just that. So we got a little bit more of that stuff next. Next, what I want to be tackling, though, is I think it's time that we work on our long-term goal of getting a full diamond beacon. So I'm thinking we fly on over to our original mines of our castle way back over in Bleak Rock, and we hit the mines for a little bit, and let's do a first-person mine and time-lapse. Back into the questions. This first one coming in from Artrovian. He's basically asking for some tips on how to get started with the whole YouTube thing and what you can do there to get everything rolling. And honestly, I know you're asking about, like, should you wait till you get 1,000 subscribers? If you wait till you get 1,000 subscribers on your channel before you start really doing anything, you're never gonna do anything. The biggest thing about YouTube is just getting out there and practicing. Just get out there, just start making videos, start figuring out your rhythm for it. Somebody a little while ago actually commented on one of my old original videos way back when, before even 1.12 released. And oh my gosh, it was awful. I linked it in the Discord a little while ago if some of you guys want to go find it and check it out. It's hilariously bad at how bad I was at making videos. But that's just something to show you that it takes a lot of time to practice. So if you just keep waiting until like you get to the point where you have those subscribers, you're just never going to get those subscribers. You really got to put in the time, put in the effort to practice and do all that stuff. And eventually you'll find out what works for you. As far as streaming goes, make sure that every single viewer that you get inside of your streams, you treat as like that #1 person in there. They're your most important thing while you're doing it, because if they stick around, it bumps you up in the search rankings a lot so that everybody else is in there. But also don't be that person that tries to like force people into staying or make them feel guilty for leaving the stream. Make sure that they enjoy their time there, and then when they leave, let them leave. Next question coming in here from Cloudy is, how many hours a day do you play Minecraft? And actually, when I saw this question, I started tallying it up and seeing how much time I was actually spending in this game. And typically on weekdays, I spend about 2 to 3 hours playing Minecraft. And then on the weekends, it's probably maybe 4 to 5 hours a day playing Minecraft and working on videos and editing and all that stuff. But to be fair, part of that is editing time, so it's not all just in the game. Next question coming in here from Horseman Crow. He's saying, what's your favorite building you have ever made? And honestly, my favorite build I've ever built unfortunately no longer exists in Minecraft. A long time ago, back when I was playing in 1.7.10, as I previously mentioned, where I was working on the Revan server, just building up some things, I had this amazing plot that I really just absolutely fell in love with and just adored. It was basically like this medieval themed, like ancient themed, like Grecian Roman plot area that was basically on the edge of a sea with all these different things throughout the entire. Anyways, I'm having a hard time describing it. Basically, it was an ancient Roman, Mesopotamian type build, similar to other stuff we've done on the channel in the past. But unfortunately, when I started working and developing with Conquest Reforged, there was a bit of a falling out between Conquest Reforged and the Revan server, and they got mad at us and deleted all of our plots, so I lost everything there, unfortunately. And yeah, so that one no longer exists, and unfortunately I don't have screenshots of it either to show you guys. J.R. Smith is asking, fWhip, dogs or cats? Why? I think if anybody knows my channel well enough, this is a dog-friendly and not a cat-friendly channel over here. I'm a big dog person. I have a husky right now. His name's Coda. He's about 1.5 years old at this point. He has been featured on the channel and plenty of live streams many times because he loves to howl at me while we're streaming. And I grew up dog sledding, so dogs have been a huge part of my life my entire life. And typically we had anywhere from 4 to like 6 of them on our property at any given time when I was growing up. So big dog person. Cats, not so much. They're evil. Next question coming in from Pixel1606. They're asking, is there a biome you've never built in, or are you actively avoiding it? If so, why? The biome I have actually never built in is the jungle biome. I've never ever went to a jungle biome besides to get a few jungle saplings or see what the heck one of those jungle temple looks like and then get out of there. I find that they're just so overgrown that it's hard to work with, and you have to spend so much time clearing out leaves and things before you can really do anything. So I typically avoid those, but I'm really interested in checking out here in the future. I really do want to get into one of those jungle biomes and actually do some stuff and work in one of those bases. So maybe a future project. Anybody got any ideas there? From Veronis, and they're asking, if you get 3 new blocks into Minecraft, what would you choose? I would say my first one I would choose would probably be wooden walls, basically like the cobblestone wall, but with like oak wood or spruce wood or whatever textures like that, because I love building trees and I just miss not having that. That's the one biggest thing I miss from working in Conquest Reforged. So coming over into vanilla. Another thing that I would love to see is terracotta variants for like cobblestone or stone brick or stuff like that. Just more colors of terracotta and like slabs and stairs of those just to make them more usable, instead of only having the full blocks. And then the last thing, similar to that last one, is I would love to have more variants of stone, like just different colors of stones with like full cobblestone, stone brick, etc. variants with slabs and stairs, just so that we can use actually different colors for different regions instead of everything having to be that gray stone color that's all that we really have in Minecraft right now. That was a very fun mini mining session there. We got a lot of good stuff going, but unfortunately, I was not paying attention and we lost another pickaxe. This mine here has claimed 2 pickaxes for ourselves, and it's very, very sad because I have a very hard time finding mending books. That pickaxe right there behind me was actually our first one that we ever broke in the game. The first diamond pickaxe to ever break is that guy right over there. Hey guys. How y'all doing? Yep, we're all gonna be friends here. You guys are so nice. Hey, little squishy. Yeah, you guys are so cute, so cute. And our loot overall after the entire thing, a little bit sadder than I was hoping it'd be. But we got all of those. We got all of the coal here, and we got about this many diamonds. So let me gather this stuff up, and I'll be right back. You are just so cute and so squishy and gooey, and oh my gosh, you're just so cute. Oh, hi guys. Yeah, welcome back. We got our stuff figured out here, and we got a grand total of 45 diamonds, a little under 2.5 stacks of our lapis right there, a little under 4 full stacks of coal, and then we got 4, 8, 9, and a chunk of change right there for some redstone dust, and then we got some gold and iron. And I'm excited about this redstone because I've been wanting to actually do some work with redstone again recently. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our last one where we looked into that stuff a bit. There's probably more coming because that was really fun. Some more questions in here while we're chopping down some jungle trees. This one coming in from Douglas Buller, who's saying, my question is, what's your favorite hobby outside of playing Minecraft? I gotta say my favorite hobby outside of playing Minecraft is probably hanging out with my pup Coda, as I mentioned to him before, and going on like hiking and just kind of exploring out in the Pacific Northwest. I really love getting out in the mountains and just going for hikes. I really wish I did it more often. It's just kind of realizing if I want to be motivated enough to drive out there, but that's probably my #1 hobby outside of Minecraft right now. Next question coming in from Bjarn Cohen. He's saying, and for the Q&A, what's your goal with YouTube, full-time or just an extra and a hobby? Honestly, I would love to make it a full-time job. Currently I work in tech support, which is not the most interesting thing in the world, and I much prefer something more creative like this and building things and creating content and all that stuff. So I'd love for this to be full-time, but I'm not waging any bets on that until somehow it just happens one day, I guess. Would be the easiest way of putting it. Next question in here coming from Endtime. He's saying, do you have an idea of approximately how long it would take for you to do YouTube full-time? Tying into the last one, there's no way really to get an approximate because things change every single day on YouTube for the better or for worse. Like for example, in January and February, we had an amazing subscriber growth where if that growth type thing kept up, like it'd be possible within a year. But since then, things have died off because no videos have been graced by the YouTube algorithm to go viral. So, but with all of that, like there's no real timeline or anything. I would love to see it happen in a year or two. Not anytime sooner because I want to build up into it. I feel like if all of a sudden I got 100,000 subscribers overnight, I wouldn't know what to do with it for one, and two, who knows if they'd stick around. So I'd like building up the community more slowly and really getting there and making sure everybody who's here is really bought into everything going on, for example. Next question coming in from Arlie McCormick. They're asking, what is your favorite place in your world? Q&A question. I would say honestly, looking from the Wizard Castle back into the farming region valley that we have with White Glen back there, and then if you just bump up that render distance super high and you can see the mountains forming in the background, that right now for me is just so freaking cool, and I can't wait to see those mountains finished. Today has been all about gathering up a bunch of things, fixing a few problems around the world, and just getting ourselves ready for something moving forward so that we don't really have to worry about too much. More so that we will have all these resources available to us. And there's one thing out here that has been sticking out like a sore blue thumb that I think we need to go ahead and get rid of today. My goal for now is the next thing we're going to be moving into is a time lapse of chopping down that whole iceberg right now. I don't know how many of them we'll do, but I'm thinking for now we just get that big guy out of here, so let's get on with it. We're back with more questions. This first one is coming in from Madison Tomlin. They're saying, who is the biggest influence in you and how you developed your style? For me, the biggest influencer is probably Ducon Red 1 at first, back when I was building in Conquest, because that's really helped where I learned how to build. But more recently, I would say it'd be Scar and Grian and those guys over on the Hermitcraft server who are the much more like detailed builders, and I think they would be probably there. But I'd say a lot of people who still build in the Conquest community I follow, who are a lot of friends of mine that are just amazing builders. They're not content creators, but a lot of them I follow just because I love being inspired by what they are able to make currently. So it doesn't always have to be a content creator, and sometimes those guys are just as amazing, if not more amazing. They just choose not to make videos out of it. So those are the big ones probably. Next question coming in here from Arnest. They're asking, will you go back to building the huge custom mountains, and will you start working on the canals in the next few months? Mountains I'm hoping to tackle as soon as 1.14 gets here. I'm actually thinking about we'll work on some areas of that fairly here, like soon in the future after we finish up the area of the docks that we're working on currently. I want to get over to the mountains a bit just to get out of the city for a while, experience that fresh mountain air and build up some mountains and all that cool stuff. And then second question is, would you make a flying kingdom in the skies surrounded by magic and flying ships and other stuff? I don't know how much in the way of like flying airships I'll go for, but I'm definitely interested in doing some things along the lines of a floating castle as soon as we finish up the custom mountains on like the far side of it, for example, in our fantasy area, but that's pretty much it for now. Next one coming in here from Gasper. He's saying, what kind of building, terraforming, houses, etc. is most comfortable for you? Honestly, I really enjoy building on angles. I think that for me is the easiest to do, as I like making builds look natural. And then beyond that, I like doing smaller medieval housing, like building hamlets and small villages. So the city, for example, has been a really fun big challenge for me recently. But overall, I think I'm much more comfortable with like smaller scale buildings and making a really lush, immersive environment around those. Next one coming in from Yindy here, who is absolutely killing me. They're asking, if you could ever build in one style for the rest of your life, what would it be other than classic medieval? I'd probably have to go for like a Mediterranean style or like an ancient era style, something like Greco-Roman almost, I think would probably be what I could stick with from there. Next one, which I thought was really interesting, comes from Michael here, and they're saying, Q&A, what enchantment would you like to see in Minecraft? For me, I would love to see a new enchantment for axes called Timber, where it would chop down the whole tree. I think that one's a great idea. I'd love that as well. I had a rough time thinking about this one, but what I was thinking is some sort of like a double jump enchantment that you could put on your boots. Because if I could just take my Nikes with me to whatever castle project I'm working, and I could jump up 2 to 3 blocks instead of having to scaffold up those little bits at every single time, that would be amazing. Let me know what you guys got to say on this one though. I'm curious about that. Our last question of the day coming in here from Melina Wright. They're asking, so how do you feel about the future of YouTube? How do you feel about the algorithm? What do you think? Do you think you'll be a full-time YouTuber? Also, do you have any other pets other than your dog? Just Coda for now, but the YouTuber probably is more of the important ones here. How do I feel about the future of YouTube? I think it's looking pretty good. I think they have to make a lot of changes on their side. I think the algorithm is built in a way right now where it either really works for some people and really works for them for a brief period of time, and then randomly it just snaps and turns off and your videos just drop in views. I personally have experienced this as we had a bunch of videos going viral, everything was going insanely growth-wise, and I didn't really change up anything, and even those videos all of a sudden, like, they were getting 20 to 30,000 views a day. And then literally overnight, I woke up on a Sunday morning and the videos were getting less than 1,000 views a day for that. And then it has never peaked up since then. So I don't know quite what's up with the algorithm. I wish they built it around watch time retention instead of just getting people to click on the link in general. So maybe someday they'll fix it for that. And overall, like, what do you think about being a full-time YouTuber? I would love to have that. I think I'd be a little bit more nervous than I currently am, because right now I do this as a hobby. It's a hobby that helps me pay my rent every month, which is just insanely cool and awesome. But with that, like, I think it would be a high stress job because of just how volatile YouTube itself is right now. Overall, I'm really excited about the idea, but I definitely want to have that safe cushion of being at a large enough subscriber base to where the down months, I don't have to worry about not being able to make any payments or being able to live and breathe and eat for that month, for example. So that's kind of where I'm at for now. 1 hour and 3 shulker boxes and 2 pickaxes later, it's nice to see that this iceberg here is finally fully underwater. Not quite safe enough for our boats to get out of here, but for now, that's gonna have to do it for today. I had so much fun tearing this whole thing down here. That was super sweet to be able to get this thing out of the way, and I think it's looking pretty good from all the way over here with our city looking out over this way. It's just, I can see the glimpse of what this area is going to look like once all that underneath is out as well. I thought that was a shark for a second, and those ones are out of there. Oh man, this area is going to look pretty freaking sweet. That, however, is going to have to do it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. We got quite a few questions in here throughout doing the whole Q&A thing, so we're not going to be doing a commenter question of the day because all of you were the commenter question of the day so far. Haha, see what I did there? Anyways, thank you all so much for the support. Hope you guys are enjoying the new intro and outro that we got here on the channel now. So big shout out to Joel Duggan for doing that one. He did an amazing job with it. Super, super happy with it so far. If you all are still enjoying the series here, please hit that like button. If you guys want to see anything else going on in the series, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. I'm all ears on what we can be doing moving forwards. If you guys like this type of episode, be sure to let me know that as well. Super interested to hear you guys' response on this whole thing and what we should be doing moving forward. So anyways, please hit that subscribe button if you are new, and I will catch you on the flip side.